What's up, y'all? You know what it is, man. You already know what time it is. I mean, I meant to do this shit, like since the day the episode came out, but a guy kind of needs some time to himself sometimes, and I have a life just like everyone else, so I gotta, do my thing just like y'all do. So, if I'm late with this review, then I just sit it like literally 5 minutes into this video. Well, actually 30, but yeah, you already know what it is, man. Shit. Okay. In this time around, especially in this episode, I kind of did feel like certain questions were finally answered, so to speak. We finally know more about Silver Eyes and what it does and what exactly it is. We even learn more about Maria Calivera. Uh, or introduced to some more characters we probably might never see again. Just like how Ruby always is. Um, and pretty much for the most part, that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. Episode 8, if I'm correct. Um, uh, Shit. So where do I start? All right, they go to the military base and more or less they ask permission to talk to General Ironwood, and the two idiots wouldn't allow them, so they introduce some bitch so they can talk to her so they get shit straight, and more or less they said they couldn't pass, and at one point I kind of felt like it was like this really just odd thing the general woman has for Maria, like they were just not loving each other, like they was just fucking at each other's throats. Though she said herself, they have a blade to our throats. The world's almost about to fall into war and whatnot. And then, she also explains, you try to sneak into the country because, get it, Maria's Mexican, so, she's supposed to sneak in. And then, I kind of had conflicting feelings or something, or I guess I just passed it off as just another Mexican joke. I really don't know. This episode in general is just. I mean, I mean, or at least I or anyone like. I kind of got what was going on. I kind of got the gist of it, what's going on. This is pretty much just an exposition episode, to be honest. It really is. I guess it's just in the style of Ruby. Just most of the episodes are exposition, and you'll get action scenes here and there, but not as plentiful. Uh, and this episode kind of made me raise a lot of theories because it literally cuts from that scene where it was at the military base and they're back at home and then they're disputing against each other, and for some reason Oscar becomes the center of all of their blames and hate and whatnot or whatever, and John goes to his bitch fit and slams him against the wall and whatnot, and it's pretty much kind of just about it. I can say about that little scene with their little quarrel against each other. I guess it just ended like that. I guess so. It was whatever. I suppose like it was no real depth to it. It's just John just instantly just lashed out on Oscar for literally no apparent reason. Like for no fucking reason. Like it just felt like I felt like there was trying to create tension, but it just fell flat on its face with that particular scene. So I just passed it off. It's just something to the stir the viewers, but it just didn't end up going anywhere. It's just John in his bitch fit, and he lashed out on Oscar for no reason. So I just passed it off. It's just a really failed scene to pump the tension. And then we actually get to the actual exposition part of this episode where Maria Calivera and Ruby talk about Silver Eyes, and pretty much Silver Eyes is pretty much the god of light's power put into humans. I mean, honestly, because I got like thousands of theories after seeing this episode about Ruby. Um, the first is I think Silver Eyes indefinitely could probably kill Salem. Like kill her. Like it can undo her immortality. That's just one of my theories about it. Like considering Salem was created from the fluids of the Grim of the God of Darkness, I guess it can, and all Grim and all things related to the God of Darkness, which is Grim, can be reversed by the Silver Eyes, considering the Silver Eyes is only effective to Grim, and yet Cinder was able to get hurt by it. So I guess I wouldn't exactly say plot hole yet, because I kind of feel like they left that out just so they can set it up in the next episode or for later, exposition probably. So I'm not going to exactly call it out as being a plot hole yet. Uh, and pretty much the whole concept, I kind of feel like the Silver Eyes, it could have worked better if it was just something that we as man more or less built up from the ground, something we developed. So I was a bit disappointed when I figured out that it's pretty much a godly, deity esque based power. I kind of was expecting to be something that humans made, like we made from the ground, something we developed. But no, it's just turned out to just be pretty much the gaze of God given to humans to repel against the grim. So it has this. It's kind of like the Renegade all over again from Naruto. The Moon Alien Ototsuki clan or whatever pretty much gave it to man, and that's why the Renegade is so broken and pretty much one of the biggest plot threads for Naruto. And that's why I kind of feel like the Grim is. It's like the Silver Eyes is. Like now that I actually know that it's just something given to man instead of being built by man, like they said before, that Silver Eyes is a warrior gene. It's a warrior ability passed on to Huntress in history. And Ruby's being one of them, a silver-eyed warrior. I kind of like well, I never was a big fan of the Silver Eyes, but I did like the fact that at one point at least there was something that man developed until they spilled the beans saying that the God of Light gave it to Ruby. So I'm like, oh, it's pretty pointless then. Like, Ruby's literally the Avatar now. So the Silver-eyed warriors are avatars, and technically the maidens are technically avatars because they are the embodiments of the season maidens. Because avatar in Buddhism means somebody who's the embodiment of God on Earth, and technically, considering Ruby has the power of God, technically she is somewhat of an avatar. So I the Silver Eyes is just built up for like 4 years, 5 years. Kind of skeptical how long Ruby's been running. It kind of seems a bit disappointing now that I figure out it's just something given by the gods to fight the Grim. Like it's not anything special. It's not anything man made. It's not like they claimed in the third season. It was a warrior gene passed on to Huntress and Pacific bloodline. It's just Silver Eyes is just the Silver Warriors. The whole concept of Silver Eyes is literally no more different from the concepts of the Season Maidens, which are pretty much so non-existent in RWBY right now. So yeah, I just got a lot of theories, and honestly, I was kind of disappointed to actually find out what the Silver Eyes really is. I guess it's whatever. I guess or whatnot. I mean, I really don't know what to say about this episode. It's just your typical, really exposition heavy episode of RWBY and whatnot. And we also figure out Maria Calivera's semblance called reflexes or something, or reflect or reflexes. More like she has spider sense that she that she developed when she got blind. So I guess in that context, how to develop symbolisms in RWBY more or less might have their own unique spin to each one of them. Like John's developed his when he saw someone in trouble, uh, and she developed hers when she was more or less blinded and more or less developed reflexes. So I guess on that part, it more or less opens up to more things on the uniqueness of one semblance and how to open it up and whatnot. So I'm not going to completely spite the whole concept. Although at first I really didn't understand, like, if you have the power of reflexes, then how did you get blind in the first place? But no, you realize no. When she got blind, she developed that semblance opened up. So I guess it's the whole typical what's the word I'm looking for? It's like Odin, I guess. It kind of reminds me of Odin. He gave his eye up for wisdom. So I guess that's the equivalent of it. She lost her silver eyes, but developed, but opened up her inner, her latent semblance, which is spider senses. And then near the end of the episode, Oscar for some reason just disappears, which was just another cliffhanger that they made for pure tension. And after that, I couldn't care less. I'm gonna have to get this episode of adequate kind of sinking somewhere in obsolete, because although yeah, how good this how decent it was, and how really exposition heavy it was, I kind of also had to point out how just completely utterly pointless it is still. Like, this episode could really be non-existent, and we'll still actually know more than we'll still actually know a lot about Ruby even without it. Like, I guess the only important part is this episode explain more about Maria's character, but like I said again in my previous reviews, Maria may be just another footnote character in Ruby who may serve a purpose for this particular volume and just become completely non-existent in the next. Or my other one, she could be the new shoving for Ospen, who's just fucking gone within Oscar's mind for some reason. So yeah, it opens up to a lot of things, but I found like this episode in particular was just pretty pointless and only served to pretty much just tell more exposition on Maria's character. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. If you like quickie reviews like this, like and subscribe, give thumbs up, man. Please tell people about this channel. I know I'm kind of like I'm kind of on heavy water right now, like Cam always is with this YouTube thing. But it's still good for y'all to just spread, get the name out, man. I just really would love people to watch these videos more, like more people to subscribe. Just yeah, it's a work in progress, I guess. So yeah, just tell everyone about Aka channel, Tatsumaki man, and whatnot. Y'all can also follow me on my DeviantArt account and whatnot. Y'all can follow me on this channel, this YouTube channel, if you like content like so. So yeah, man, just holla at your boy, man. Get his name out, whatnot. Like always, man, the Storm is watching y'all.